But you're gonna be the first. I've never done an interview before on this channel, so this
No
is gonna be the
kidding.
first one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I'm
it's pretty
honored,
exciting.
Jamari. This is
Oh,
awesome.
thanks, man. Yeah, I'm honored to have you as my first guest. Just first and foremost, I want to say I do enjoy your content. I was watching some of it today, and I've watched it, over the past couple of months, ever since I first made the video about you, and
Okay.
it's quality stuff, man. It's funny. I think a lot of it is very interesting. I've never seen someone document dates in the way that you have.
It's it's funny because like I try to be in on the joke instead of the joke per se, and you can go two ways with that, where you can either kind of be like, "What? There's nothing wrong with me. You guys are the weird ones because everything is good about me," or you can kind of be in on it, kind of like the best celebrity roasts, on Comedy Central are the ones where it looks like they're having a good time being roasted, and
Yeah.
that and the comments section on YouTube is essentially like celebrity roasters of your quote unquote fans who are there to pick apart you. And I'm sure you found this just with your videos where even though they're your fans, they're your subscribers, they'll have like these comments, and sometimes it's really, really mean stuff. And
Oh
then other
yeah, yeah,
times
yeah.
you're just like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you saying that. So,
Yeah, it
yeah.
definitely takes a certain type of person to be able to like have the audience be able to with them and them not really care
Yeah.
that much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's does any of the stuff on the internet ever get to you? Like some pretty big YouTubers have made videos about you and stuff. So how do you feel when you see that?
Crazy as long as they're not mean. And there's certain things, there's certain lines that I'm like, okay, I don't even deal with at all people that talk about like bad about my family, because my mom uh, was on Virgin Diaries with me, and when people bring up my mom, that stuff is like crossing the line, because like there's certain things where it's fair game, and then there's other stuff where like if a person tells you to go kill yourself, which we I think all kind of get told by people, go kill yourself in a screw you kind of way, but then when they attack at and eat at it, and they're like, no, really, this is, and you're like, whoa, 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 that's crossing the line. I mean, I get it. You told me to, you told me that you hate me. Thanks. Get it out of your system. Is it, you know, just me, or is that person crazy?
Well, yeah, I would think that you would have some very obsessive type of people sometimes,
Yeah.
like attacking you.
Yeah. Well, and there's some people that really do think that my channel is all a joke, and I'm not at that many subscribers, like I've got a lot of views from other people where they come from other channels, where I get that if you're a diehard H3H3 fan, or a diehard Winebox Poppy, or a diehard Jamari Speaks fan, right? That you, uh, that you as a fan are introduced to my channel through the fandom of the people that you love, and so however they present me is how you will kind of come at seeing me. So if they come off like this guy is the total joke, there's nothing good about him, then people will treat you like that in the comments. But if like even the fans of yours that have in the comment section that are like, I'm here from Jamari Speaks, it's like the treatment that I get from your fans speaks well of you, and it speaks well of the other people. If people found me through the Reddit section on, like the Reddit cringe section, sometimes they're not as nice if they haven't been introduced to me through people that have nice things to say. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense. So I guess overall, how you feel about the people making videos about you? I guess as long as they strictly talk about you and don't really want to bring your family into it,
Wouldn't it be
it's not
that
as
way
much of a
too?
problem.
I'm not crazy for saying like telling people to, leave my mom out of it, or just focus on these other things. Or if you know me, I could understand you saying this and this and this. And one of the things that I was cautious and not sure if I should bring up, but I've kind of talked about it a little bit, is that like I've gone through depression this last year, and so I'm now taking antidepressant medication, and I have a tremor in my hand, and my tremor gets more noticeable the more either stressed I am, or sometimes I don't even notice it, and all of a sudden I'll get tons of comments of like, dude, you're so shaky. I think there's something wrong with you of this and this and this. And there's a difference between there's something wrong with you in a have you had this checked out kind of way versus like you're that way because you're thinking thoughts about killing us all, aren't you? And it's like, what? That I don't know. Just there's two different kinds of comments and two different ways that you can say things if you're people, and it's how much of yourself do you open up and discuss with others so that they can get to know you as a YouTuber.
From strictly like what I present myself as online.
Yeah, or just are there parts of your life that you refuse to bring up with your YouTube community that so that you don't even have to deal with that? Or there are certain things in your life that are off limits to other people?
Yeah, 100%. But a lot of it I just avoid altogether. Like anything, like I would never put probably any members of my family on the videos.
Yeah,
I don't know, just a lot of personal information, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Lighting okay? Because I just don't want the. It almost seems a little dark on my side, but if it's good on your side,
Yeah, I
you're
think
really well lit.
it looks really good. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm probably actually a little bit oversaturated, but yeah, man, no, it looks fine. Something else I was wondering. So the TLC episode,
Yeah.
how many years ago was that?
2012. So that's what, 7 years now?
Yeah, 7 years ago. So how did that even all come about?
I would think if you put into YouTube or Google Virgin Diaries Kiss, it's what comes up, right? And so this first episode comes on, and at the end of that episode, they said, if you know someone that is a virgin that would like to be on the next episode we do, have them reach out to us at, and gave an email address. And the guy that gave me the nickname Skippy watched that and was like, dude, Skippy, you should go apply. And so I was I was living in Chicago at the time, taking acting lessons because the actor Jeremy Piven, who is Ari on Entourage, gave me a scholarship to his mom's acting school. So I was like literally in Chicago taking these acting lessons. I send off email. They get back to me within 24 hours, and they said, "Can you send us out a video?" I'm like, "Sure." And so I go and I grab my shirt that says Virgin or that says Virginity Rocks on it, right? And keep in mind, it's a shirt that I don't own the copyright to. So they loved the shirt. They even put the shirt out there to sell, but I didn't own the copyright to these guys that were on Last Comic Standing. And I'm telling you this part of the story because I got in trouble from TLC, and I think it's what kept me from getting my own show on TLC, because I almost got them sued by the people that owned the Virginity Rocks thing. But they loved it. They're like, "Oh, Virginity Rocks, that's a great shirt. We'll sell it for you if and when you get on the thing." And I didn't own it, and I didn't tell them that I didn't own it, and I kind of didn't want to ruin my chances of being on the show because of it. But they loved my story. They sent me through, and then they're like, "Okay, we're taking off time for Christmas." During Christmas break, I moved from Chicago back to Utah, and so when we reconnected in January, they're like, "Are you still interested? Are you still a virgin?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm still interested. Yes, I'm still a virgin, but now I live in my mom's basement." And they're like, "Wait, so you're 34, you're a virgin, you live in your parents' basement?" And I'm like, "Yeah, and I've got a couple other things about me, but I'll tell you when you get here." So they didn't even know about the belly button link collection until they got there. I mean, yeah, they had a lot to work with when they finally came out and started filming me, and that was in April, and it aired in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of so at some point, do you feel like you're playing more into a character at this point, or no?
Well, I think that especially when the producers got there, the producers were awesome with me. They only I got paid $2,000 for being on the show. It was one episode. It aired the one main time. I was actually trending the night that it aired, and even the daughter from Modern Family tweeted out about me. So I was like super excited about that. I keep hoping to meet her at Sundance so I can be like, "Hey, you've actually seen me. I was on Virgin Diaries. You made fun of me or mentioned me in one of your tweets," kind of thing, right? Like I'm hoping for that moment. But when the producers got there, who were totally respectful and wanting to approach the show from the point of view of this is these are people. They're not freaks, you know. They're not. Uh, they have this unique thing about them, so they treat you like there's nothing wrong with you, although all the while pointing out and making sure that in the commercials are the most odd things about you, which they have the right to do because they film me. If I'm going to be weird in front of a camera, they have every right to use the weirdest footage on camera to make it seem like that's how you are, even though of all the footage they got of me, it's not me being weird constantly. It's those couple of moments that, that of course, are the gems that you can kind of tell as they see. Like, we walked into the basement and they saw the shake weight, and they're like, "Do you ever use this?" And even though I'd never used it before, I'm like, "Oh, of course, all the time I work out with that." And they're like, "Do you mind if we film you using it?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so he had one of those jiggle machines that I stood on, and I'd used the jiggler before, but I'd never used it with the shake weight. And so I get on there and I start doing this weird combination of holding it with the one arm and holding it with the other arm. And I'd never do both arms doing it, but then I do it like that in front of my face. And you know that there's just that, oh, a virgin going like this. Yeah, that's the exact image that we want for the show about virgins. And so the producers all loved me. And I really, really wonder what life would be like for me had I not gotten in trouble with the t-shirt thing, because they wanted to sell the Virginity Rocks shirt, and it's like, awesome, go ahead and sell that. But I don't own the right to that, and they almost got in trouble that way. And the other thing that we had was, do you remember the show Honey Boo Boo?
Yes.
TLC designed their whole summer lineup with Honey Boo Boo and her mom as like the premier people. And so they came, the premiere of Honey Boo Boo, which was a series, came on the week after my episode. So instead of having it all be about like, everyone look out for the show called Virgin Diaries, it was like Virgin Diaries. And then just a week later, the premiere of Honey Boo Boo. And so they put all this advertising into that. And we were kind of like, we got thrown by the wayside of it. And it was during the summer when Ellen was on vacation. So like the previous people from Virgin Diaries got to be on Ellen. I didn't get to be on Ellen, you know. And I was supposed to be on The View. They flew me out to be on The View, but my plane got stranded in Detroit due to weather. And so I never got to be on The View. But I did get to be on with Dr. Drew. And so that was pretty fun. I got to do an interview, and Dr. Drew loved me. And when he came to town, I got to meet him and Adam Carolla. So, yeah.
So is your goal is it still to have a reality show, or you want to do some sort of acting?
Yeah, it's weird because like I'm at this point in my life where I'm almost 42 and I've got my YouTube channel. I definitely want to do something with that. I moved out to LA when I was like 37 years old. My grandpa had passed away and he left $5,000, and I kind of figured, okay, I've got this time in my life where I'm not doing anything great. I might as well go try and make it. And I'd been on Virgin Diaries. I'm like, I'll go try and get my own reality show. And when I was living out there and I couldn't get a job in communications because I didn't have experience enough to be able to get a job in radio or TV. And I was like, I would go do acting things, but I didn't have an acting resume, and I was up against like all these good-looking people for everything. So all I got to really do was I auditioned for those judge shows like Judge Janine and these kind of things, and I made it on one of those. Got paid $50 a day for 2 days to do that. And then my friend and I, we went on a game show called Celebrity Name Game. We won 20 grand. They sent us the checks for it 6 months later. I spent my 10 grand and should have put money aside for taxes, but I didn't. And so the following year I owed $2,700 in taxes. And I've been trying to pay the IRS back for the last 4 years because of that game show mishap of not setting aside the money when I should have. But it was awesome, but I couldn't afford to keep living out in LA and had to move back. So the long answer, which I'll now make short to your question, is yeah, I'd love to be able to get my own reality show. I think that it's out of my hands because as much as I want to do it, like, what do you want to do? Is your thing like now full time? Your Do you want to have a talk show one day and use YouTube to transition into that, like where you get paid to interview people, right?
Yeah, so I mean, my whole thing right now is, I mean, I'm making enough money off YouTube to make like a somewhat of a living right now, pretty decent living. But
How many
uh,
subscribers are you at?
I'm at 350,000.
350,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
Holy crap, man!
yeah.
I'm at 9,000, hoping to one day be able to monetize my channel, and I keep thinking it's about like around the 10,000 subscriber mark. So if you guys are watching this, you're a fan of Jamari's, please go give me a pity subscribe. I'll take a pity subscribe off of
Yeah,
it. But
all of his links will be down in the description.
yeah,
I encourage
that's
everyone to go
awesome.
subscribe. I really do think that, like, I think that the idea that you have behind the whole channel has a lot of potential,
Yeah,
especially if you can give it sort of a reality type of spin and feel. They might be willing to give you a chance.
you would think that it's built in that the real life 40-year-old virgin is like the title that could I'm shocked that TLC hasn't reapproached me. I'm like, no, my phone, my cell phone number is the same as it was back then, so that's not the reason they couldn't reach out to me. I'm pretty accessible on Instagram, and like if people leave comments on YouTube, I reply back. So it's just a matter of a producer kind of going, and I'm like, okay, have virgins run their course through people's interest, or is there something that I need to do? Like, I've got ideas for if I had the means, if I had a better camera, because like I use my iPhone 10 to film things, right? And with my Tremor, my videos would all be super shaky if it wasn't for this DJI Osmo gimbal I have. But even then, it's kind of on its last leg. It's not as steady as it could be. But if I had either a better gimbal, or if I had like an editor, because that's the other thing, I edit using iMovie.
Mm.
If I had someone, do you have help with your editing all your stuff, or you do it
No,
all yourself?
I do everything on my own. Yeah.
Dude, that's impressive that you have the skills to be able to do all that. You got a pretty nice computer that you run it through, and you know all the rules to not get in trouble with stuff, right?
For the most part, it's kind of a lot of gray area when it comes to like the copyright, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most part, I mean, I've had a few dings here and there on my YouTube channel. Definitely people trying
yeah.
to get the videos taken down at different times and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I've been editing videos for like 10 years. So,
And
uh,
people don't realize, say you want to be a YouTube star, right? It's
hmm,
more than just wanting to, and you have to have a hook and a thing. And so it's like, I really like the concept of some of my things, like uh, docu dates, which is my date of me and Taylor, parts 1 and 2. This girl that I had met while I was living in Chicago. Super fun. She was awesome. And I've been lucky that the girls I've taken on dates have been really what I would consider to be between like sevens and nines as far as
yeah, I've seen
cuteness
some beautiful
scale,
girls on your channel.
right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
really cute, and the thing that's more important to me than that is how nice they are, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been really fortunate that they've been super nice, and so they haven't been mean about it. Whereas, like, you would think that uh, there's a certain type of girl that just wouldn't put up with my crap on a date, and not that I would be opposed to taking out a super gorgeous but kind of superficial girl. Sure, I'll go out with a girl like that. But I think that my jam is when you find a girl that people think are out of my league, but in my mind's eye, maybe I'm delusional about this. I'm like, but if you're a nice person and I'm as nice of a person as I think I am, then doesn't at one point you get that hitch magic where then all of a sudden the guy that looks like what's his name, the chubby guy from Hitch gets
Yeah,
the hot blonde
King of
girl kind of
Queens.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to be the chubby guy in that one thing, and it's not all about looks. But I also find, and I said this to people before, that when I think of my ideal girl, I want a girl that's like half my size and twice my cool. And I don't mean an Eskimo little person, Like, I want a girl that my mom is 5 foot tall, and she's petite and cute, and I think I have that, like, oh, that's what my mom is like. You know, the same way that a girl says, "Oh, I want to marry a guy that's like my dad." It doesn't mean you want to marry your dad. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you marry what you're used to. You know, and if you
Hmm.
were raised by funny, fun, confident women, then you're probably going to want a funny, fun, confident woman. And so when I think of like what my ideal girl is, you know, while trying to leave my mom out a bit as much as possible, but like I know that my role models, and I'm not good with women. I was raised with me and an older brother, and my brother has hair down to the middle of his back, and he's a truck driver, right? So he was
Hmm.
like the black sheep looking type. I'm the one that went on the Mormon mission, you know. So I've got this, uh, you know, and then my dad and my stepdad. My dad is super Mormon. My stepdad is really Mormon too, but he's from Canada, and so my weirdness of growing up and how I am and how I got this way is not like other people. So I get that, yeah, when I'm on a video or when I'm on a date with a girl and we're talking and I start asking questions that are a little bit out there and people are like, who the hell comes up with a comment like that or says that kind of thing? It's like, yes, the way I grew up influences that, but then part of me thinks also you, uh, some of those dumb comments that I asked are why you watch my channel. You know,
Oh
you're
yeah,
waiting
a
for
hundred
that
percent,
moment.
a hundred
You're
percent.
waiting for that moment where someone says that and trips over themselves. And I'm the guy that will say that and trip over themselves, but hope that the girl likes me nonetheless, you know? And then sometimes you run into a girl that has a date set up for right after your date is over, like happened with me and Tracy, you know? And
Yeah,
you
I watched those
can't
videos,
control with
man.
that.
'Cause, yeah, I watched the what was the series called? The Date
The
of
Date of
Mormon.
Mormons, it was what I called it. The Date of Mormons, parts one, two, and three was the recap.
Yeah, man, I saw those. Yeah, almost every
So,
single comment is about like I guess the cringier
yeah,
moments of the date. But I
yeah.
mean, so how do those videos do pretty good on watch time? Like, do a lot of people almost watch the whole thing, or?
Yeah, I well, and I don't follow the analytics as well as I should. I keep thinking I'm like one kind of business partner away. In my mind's eye, I would think that if I had uh, a person to help me grow my channel that was good with the editing, that side of it, I come up with the ideas. I'll be the person that goes on the dates, and if we get me a good gimbal, I'll uh, I'll do that part of it. You help me out with the video editing and stuff, and together we'd make like a decent channel of someone's eye also for like seeing the best parts of the day. Because I also wonder on my videos, like, okay, how much should I have edited out?
Mm-hmm.
And so I, uh, the footage that I had, it was only going to be a 2 part video, but then there was parts that I'm like, oh, but I've got to keep that in, and I've got to keep that in, and people still wanted to see the video. So when I put out like a 26-minute video and people were still interested, I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna do part three, and then when I did the part three, there was still like an hour's worth of footage that getting it down to 33 minutes was tough, and I'm feeling self-conscious going like, oh, should I have made it 15 minutes and edited out most of this? People don't care about this or that, but sometimes if they're willing to go along with you, they want to stick through to the end, right? So
Yeah, I mean, if monetization is what you're going for right now, I would
yeah.
definitely say that that's your best option is uploading videos that are as long as possible, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, cause you're probably pretty close to qualification, I would think. I mean, cause it
Yeah.
takes a certain amount of watch time and a certain. I think it's only like 1,000 subscribers, so you have the
Oh, I thought it
subscribers
was.
already.
I thought it was 10,000 subscribers. That's one of the other things is I didn't even have because I'm so poor, right? Like as we speak right now, I am in an apartment that if it wasn't for the Mormon church helping me out with my funds, I like I'm paying for the apartment, but the church is helping me out with like I don't know, keeping my car so that it doesn't get repossessed, you know.
Yeah,
And I didn't have until 4 months ago a bank account because my credit is so bad. I lost my bank account altogether, had to have it shut down, and so I couldn't even over the years have my channel attached to a bank account to be able to get it monetized. And now where I'm nearing this point because I had heard it was about 10,000 subscribers is when you start getting paid, and that the X number of minutes. And so my most popular video, if you haven't seen it, I would beg your fans to, when this is over, remember these three words: Skippy in love. Do you know the video I'm talking
Yeah,
about? The
yeah.
boats?
I'll link it down below. I'll link it down below. I've
Skippy
watched
in
it.
love. I don't own the copyright on that. Like, I know that when I do get my channel monetized, that's one that I won't be able to get monetized because it was MTV that put that out. I was 24 years old when we made that video, but it was awesome that being a part of that was so much fun. And then when Reddit got a hold of it, it went from like 5,000 views over the course of like 5 years to almost 100,000 views like in a week. To then when H3H3 did their video on me, it got like another 100,000 views. So now I've got this one video that's got like 400,000 views on it, and I don't own the copyright on it, and I won't be able to make the money. But it's sitting there building the views and stuff on my channel. And how do you get the next Skippy in Love video? And so I've got ideas for some fun and funny things. But like, what's your biggest video? What of all your videos, which one hit the most?
It's this one about. It was about a meme of this kid that only wants to eat bacon and chicken nuggets. Have you
Really?
ever seen that meme?
No, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's from that old show Wife Swap, where they swap wives and they switch
Okay.
families or whatever.
Okay.
And so it's just like me recapping that show. But
Okay.
yeah,
How
that
many
video
views does
has
that have?
like I think almost 6 million views. It's a bunch.
No
It's a
kidding.
bunch. Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh,
But
that's
that's the
awesome.
video that blew my channel up, like 100%.
That
But a
is
lot,
awesome.
I'm telling you, a lot of people know me and they say, "Oh yeah, like the first video I saw was Skippy video." Like I get that a lot. So there must be
Really?
something about that video that makes people want to subscribe.
How many views does it
Um,
have?
I would say it's close to 500 or 600,000. It might be more than that.
That's cool.
Um,
That's honestly an honor to me that people think that that's
well,
fun and fun.
that's what I'm saying. There's definitely interest in your brand or whatever you want to call it, because people are always saying, "Where's the Skippy content? Where's the Skippy interview?"
I will tell you this: your fans have been like super nice. I'll not as much anymore, but especially after it dropped, I got like the day that it dropped, I got like in the comment section, "Who's here from JAMARI?" Was going around, and then that got a bunch of likes. We were going to do this a little bit ago, and then
Oh,
there was a time where it didn't work for you. But during that time, it didn't work. I got one or two people that were like, "So Skippy, you and JAMARI still doing something?" And I was like, "Oh, that's cool that his fans are like that." And to me, that says a lot about you and your channel. And so us being able to do this is awesome for me. And I'll tell you, especially because of how cool you are, like anytime you need me to come on or anything, like if I ever do anything big, if TLC ever gets a hold of me and puts me on something, and then like I get to that point where like I can do press for it, I want to come on your channel again and talk about whatever that is, if it goes that way. And I hope that it does, because I can't picture that now that I'm out of mom's basement, my life shouldn't get worse, it should get better, right? I mean, like, in
yeah.
theory.
Well, that's the other thing I was wondering. So there has been
Yeah.
some times where you've come close to losing your virginity.
Yeah. Like the couple of closest times, there was this girl that I really, really liked, and she and I had known each other for a while. And every year when I go up to the Sundance Film Festival, my parents had a timeshare that they let me stay in, and so I invited this friend of mine that I had the crush on, and we had kissed once or twice, but then I had invited her to stay, and so she had another room at this timeshare, and then I was in the main room. And so one night, while she stayed up there so that the next day she could go meet celebrities with me, right? I put the moves on her the one night, and had talked about, like, maybe tonight we can cuddle up, who knows, whatever, right? And so we start doing the cuddling up thing, and then I go in for the kiss, and the kiss is working, and then kissing leads to all of a sudden we're in our pajamas, and like clothing is not coming like all the way off, but it's like the touchings and stuff, and we're getting to that point. Like she had this really cute pajamas thing on, and zipped it low enough for me to be able to start sucking on her chest, right? And so like all of that is going great, and I was just like going, "Wow, this is amazing!" And I went off, right? And by went off, it happened in my pants as I'm
Oh,
enjoying the wonderful world of second base, right?
yeah.
And when I went off during that, I was like, you know what? That's a good thing that I went off because, because it was embarrassing enough and we kind of laughed at it. And then I was obviously no longer hard for, like the thrusting and the continuing of that. And so, and it wasn't like we were both like, okay, let's get you ready for that. And then let's go at it again. It was like we laughed at the embarrassment of it all and stopped, and then after that, we never went back to that place with each other because
Mm.
it was just one of those one nights where two friends were like that, and so my closest that I've come hasn't even been what others would think of as like going for it all the way, and like, oh, you just should have done this. And it's like, dude, with as inexperienced as I am, I mean, it's lucky that when a girl kisses me, I don't go off in my pants at that time. So
So you think it would have gone down if you didn't go off in your pants?
I think that I probably would have stopped myself because I really do have this desire to wait until I get married.
Mm.
Like I was enjoying, and I still really enjoy. I was telling Tracy like the furthest that I would go with her, even if she wanted to, would be to a certain point, and if we went further than that, it would be uh, it would be more than I would want,
Mm.
just because I I want to be that combination of a gentleman and not push it, right?
Yeah.
But also want to. I see myself as the hero in my life, and the hero doesn't take full advantage of a girl, even though there have been times where a girl has wanted to kiss and I've grabbed her boobs instead of just sticking with kissing. So in that case, I'm not the hero; I'm the villain of the story. But I would also think that if I got to that point and it was like, okay, this is it, we're doing it, we're going to have sex, that there would be that part of me that says, but the reason you don't want to have sex is because you don't want to wake up the next day and and regret that if this is the right girl, that it could have waited another. Why did it have to happen tonight? Why couldn't it have happened, a week from now? And if it could have happened a week from now, why not a month from now? And if not a month from now, why not till after marriage? And then this, romantic goal I have of waiting until I get married, even if she's not a virgin, that doesn't mean that I have to spoil it for myself. And if it's the right girl, I would think that she wouldn't mind waiting for me. And if it's a matter of just like getting your rocks off, I mean, then I might as well just go masturbate right before I go in for it.
Yeah.
Get my rocks off, and then and then not have that thing in my pants the whole night, making the date be awkward.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of one of the questions people really had was like, so I guess your answer would be no to this. Like, do you feel pressured at all by society to lose your virginity at this point?
Oh no, no, I because especially if I'm Googleable, right? Like when I meet a person, usually they know uh, about me within a half hour. And if I'm asking a girl out on a date, I'm really proud of my big fun personality, right? And part of
Mm.
that is you want to lead with your strengths, right? And one of my strengths is I'm an outgoing person who has done some fun things, and you kind of want to brag and tell people about it. It's like, hey, I've been on a reality TV show. What was the name of it? Okay, well that cuts right to the chase of this is about me. I'm an old Mormon virgin that uh, and yes, I'm still that way. And it's I I can't imagine asking a girl out on a date and just as we get to know each other on that date, it not coming up, even though other people wouldn't bring that up. But I'm like, how with my personality do I not talk about it or some of the things that I've done. Like my I don't want to be known though, and I think this is key. This might uh, answer the question too. The reason I don't go by Skippy the Virgin is because I want to lose my virginity one day. I just want to do it after marriage, right? I
Yeah.
don't want my channel to be all about me being a virgin, right?
Mm.
It's more to me the I'm awkward with girls, but I'm awkward with girls whether or not I would be a virgin or not. So if I go out with a girl and I end up having sex with her, would I continue making videos? Yeah, I would probably continue making videos because I'm awkward with girls, whether or not I'm a virgin.
Well,
Because
have you ever met up with a girl from online that knew you strictly from the show and from YouTube or anything like that?
not strictly from no, like because I've been cautious about not wanting to do that from the point of view of my very first makeout that I ever had when I turned 18 was I was a DJ for my high school radio station, and one of my fans at my high school radio station, called into the station, and I ended up asking her out on a date. We went out, and then I made out with her, and I think part of what influences me as I think of that was my first makeout was with a radio groupie, right? Would a YouTube groupie for the purpose of trying to, who knows about my virginity thing, would that be weird if I met them? So if you meet a girl at a club and she says, I'm a big fan, is it a turn
Oh
on for
yeah,
you?
no,
Not,
it's a no.
it's a no-no, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I just don't. I know some people are all about that. Like, the more I move up, the more it's like it would be the opposite. Like, I'm much more interested in a girl that would just somehow know me for me, and like, I guess.
Yeah.
So it kind of limits my options to like people I knew before I was doing YouTube in a way.
Yeah. Or if they found out about you through like through a friend that says, "Hey, I've got this friend that you should meet. His name is Jamari. What does he do? Oh, he does YouTube stuff, kind of thing,
Yeah, like
right?" But when
if it's not off the bat the connections that
yeah,
because then you don't know if it's a genuine connection. To be
that's
honest. Yeah, yeah,
that really is that's the hokey pokey of it all. That's what it's all about. It's you wonder if there's ulterior motives, and would this person have gone out with me had you not been this kind of thing. And if it opens doors, don't get me wrong, that's okay. But uh, and even though I do put on my profile on like the dating sites, like I put H3H3 collaborator as my job because I
yeah.
didn't want to put like jobless for like the 6 months I didn't have a job.
uh,
So I've exaggerated before with that, but I also would I want to date a girl that uh, that only knew me as Skippy the Virgin, as opposed to I like this about you and this about you. If I'm funny and interesting but you're right, and I'm not a big enough personality wise that everyone would know me. I don't, and I never get recognized like hardly at all lately. So it's not like as I'm walking out and about. I used to when I was delivering pizzas. I would sometimes get recognized. Younger people would that were fans of YouTube channel. But
well,
lately,
what was that experience like though when you
that
got
was
recognized?
that was always fun, especially because like the H3H3 fans are crazy good. And then
Yeah.
Winebox Poppy, who had me on his channel, was super flattered by his fans, and then you with your fans, those have always been good. I haven't had any of your fans come up to me in public yet. I'm looking for that first time interaction. But H3H3 fans, like they know all about Ethan and Gila's life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're super fans.
They're super super fans, and my super fans that I've been encountering lately, I'm not sure if you saw this. I posted on my Instagram, and all my stuff is at I am Skippy, right? So it's super easy. If you find one thing of mine, you've found it all just by putting "I am Skippy" in over and over again. And my fans on Instagram made their own Skippy shirts because I haven't.
Oh, I did see this. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
these two
Or I mean, I
girls.
saw it from your video.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know how old these girls are, so I don't. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go try and go on a date with them because I don't know if. Uh, and I
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
don't know how old they were, but
Yeah,
they look kind of they look like they could definitely be older than 18.
and
Yeah,
even
yeah,
not
yeah.
knowing, I was just flattered that they made a shirt. Like if someone tagged you in a photo with a shirt, a homemade shirt that said Jamari Speaks on it, wouldn't you be like super flattered by that? It's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you in marker wrote that on a shirt and put that up online, that's a kind thing to do. And so anyone that tells me they're a fan of mine, I'm flattered because I'm just some guy that is known for living in mom's basement and having a belly button link collection. I mean, that's what you're saying that you're a fan of. And so if you've watched my videos, cool. I hope that you have clicked the subscribe button, uh, and there are certain people that I recognize because they'll go like all of your stuff and they'll say something kind, and you see that enough from the same people, and you're like, oh yeah, these are genuinely fans of mine. Oh, that's cool. And then you go, wait, I they're fans of mine. That's so weird that I have fans because I'm a fan of real celebrities. I don't really think of myself as a celebrity myself. Celebrities are the people that when I'm up at Sundance that I'm waiting to meet as they're going through the velvet rope into the warm parties inside. Those are celebrities, right? I'm just a guy that hasn't had sex before that has been seen on a few YouTube channels. That's
Yeah.
all I am. But it's super flattering when people say that they like my videos, and that they've seen me from stuff like yours. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. People gravitate towards you. I mean, at least in some sort of way. Like they find you. They find you and your story entertaining.
I hope that's the goal. I think I'm fun and funny enough, but you don't want to presume to. I don't know. I think there's more to me than working at a thrift store sorting sorting shirts. Uh, and it's why if and when I do get my break, and especially after being a fan of other celebrities, that uh, if anyone ever asks me, "Can I get a photo with you?" I will 100% like do my best to always say yes, no matter what, because I've experienced the fandom from the point of view of other celebrities. I'll tell you one quick story. Anthony Hopkins, who played Thor's dad on all the Thor movies, right? Sir Anthony Hopkins. I went to his movie, but we missed him going in, so we were waiting for him coming out, and it had started to snow. And as he's coming out, his people are like, "Nope, he doesn't have time. He can't stop." And I was at the front of the line, and he goes, "Young man, how long have you been waiting here?" And I go, "About 45 minutes." And he looks at the publicist, the woman that said, "No, guys, he can't stop. No photos, nothing." He goes, then I will be here taking photos, even if it takes 45 minutes, like this young man said. And it took like 3 minutes for him to get. There was only 5 of us fans standing there, but that was so cool for him to be say like, "How long have you been waiting?" 45 minutes. And then I'll be here even if it takes 45 minutes. So cool. And because of something like that, if anyone walks up to me and says like, "Hey Skippy, can I get a photo?" It's like, "Are you sure? If you want this, absolutely." That's cool. That's so nice of you to even want that. And so it's tainted me on celebrities that say no to people for photos. And have you been recognized on the street and asked if someone can take a photo with you?
Yeah, around 4 or 5 different times, probably.
Have you stopped every time?
Yeah, every single time I stop. Well, usually
It,
it's like the person is trying to decide if it's me for a
yeah,
while, and then I can kind of notice them like staring at me for a long
yeah,
time, and then they finally come and say something, and I do my best to be, like I guess easy to talk to and just easy to confront and stuff like that, because I know it
yeah,
can be like I can tell, I just see it on the people's faces. It is kind of nerve wracking from them to go from seeing you on the screen to seeing you, face to face.
yeah.
But Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think every single time I do my best to address them by their name first of all.
Sure.
So like I really want to get their name down, and I want to like get a mental note of that, and then I always say, well, if you want to get a picture or something, because that's usually what people want is a picture nowadays.
Yeah.
So usually I'll get a copy of the picture and whatever. So that's been pretty cool. A couple times I've gotten recognized. At first I was a little bit nervous about it. I mean, because I didn't reveal my face until like almost a year after I had my YouTube, and then the weekend I revealed my face, like two people came up to me at the mall.
No
So
way.
then I started thinking, man, maybe people are gonna start coming up to me all the time. But nah, I mean, only a handful of times.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, Utah is a kind of small. Where are you out of? Not asking.
I live in Austin, Texas.
In Austin. Okay, so like Utah is a place with like 2.5 million people in the whole state. In the Wasatch Front, which is like the Ogden to Provo area, this hour-and-a-half long drive, there's probably 1.5 million people, and within that, there's not a ton of celebrities, right? And so even if if I have it out there what I do, like when I was working at Domino's, there was a good chance that if people knew that I was a Domino's driver and I lived in this town, that if they called, there was a chance that they could get me as their Domino's driver. So that's when the majority of the people, when I got recognized. And if your address was out there, like in the known universe, there you would have people coming up to you in that way. Like mine, the most surefire way to meet me is go up to the Sundance Film Festival, and I'm out there every year meeting celebrities on Main Street. And the last 1 or 2 years, I've had some people that have recognized me that have come up for that. But for the most part, if you're trying to get a photo of me, I'm standing there trying to get a photo with someone really famous. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Now turn around and go find a real celebrity because, yeah, I'm nothing special. But it is so much fun, and I would say to you, especially Austin, that's awesome. Like what you're doing. I'm proud of you for your channel, and I'm proud of you for like opening up to people and doing it because it's fun. The idea of what it is that we want to do, where you weirdly want to become famous yourself, but then you kind of have but I do this, so I'm not like a actor, like I'm not a Brad Pitt kind of thing. I'm a person that makes content, and so it's both a job for you, but like as you said, there might come a time when people recognize me, so that will come of that. But you didn't come into this to be able to have people walk up to you in the mall and say, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" and stuff like that. So, have you met any celebrities? Have you walked up and asked for your photos with anyone famous before?
I've met like a handful of rappers, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm not too keen on meeting anyone famous for some reason.
Would you rather have a celebrity like an actor come on your channel, or would you rather have like the Bagel Boss guy come on your channel?
Oh, what would be awesome is having like a celebrity. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like you want someone, a real time name to come on your channel and add the legitimacy of that to it, so it's not just the Bagel Bosses of the world, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. So like I guess ideally I start out with people that are more or less I mean in the videos I make or have a little bit of some type of internet fame, they have a viral video, maybe some
Sure.
type of viral moment, and I want to translate that into like interviewing, I mean, professional athletes, possibly some
Yeah.
celebrities, but I don't know, I feel like at the same time that might be good for me. Like that might be good for my ego, but maybe people do want to see Bagel Boss more than that. So
Yeah.
it's hard to gauge it right now, to be honest with you.
Well, and let's stay in touch so that when January comes around, because it's the third weekend in January when the film festival comes out, and around that time, if they're because we know by mid-December what films are coming up to Sundance, and that's when I'm tracking the who's going to be coming up, and I'm like looking for people through social media and like Instagram that I can post a message like, "Congrats on your film coming to Sundance. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to meet you." Which is how I became friends with people like T.J. Miller, which was incredibly awesome, and other celebrities who now know me as, oh, I see this kid every year because I've been doing that for 16 years, you know?
Mm.
And so I've become friends with some of these celebrities through these things. Or we have this really great comedy club here in Utah called Wise Guys. And Wise Guys is a place that comics know they treat you like a king there in Utah because the owner of it, he had been a comic himself for years. And so when they come to Utah, because I was always going to their comedy shows, I became this person that they would recognize for that. And then if they had a film up at the film festival, I would be there too. And so I was like, oh, that's Skippy from Utah. You know, that's Skippy, the guy that's the fan, the celebrity fan that I know that way. And so I bring that up to you of like, if as Sundance draws around or I'm up there and I'm friendly enough with celebrities where I can say like, hey, can I put you in contact with my friend JAMARI, right? Let's try and get some of the celebrity, you know, at least one of the celebrities I know to go on your channel and set that up for you, you know, or do like a man on the street. I'll make a video of people saying like, hi, JAMARI, and then send you the raw footage of that and you can edit it together and have some celebrities that way for you. So why not, right?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm telling you, I think me and you should hit up Vegas, do some type of documentary movie over the course of a couple days. I think it'd be the perfect place to go.
I've never been to a strip club.
Yeah, I mean, we could do all that. I mean, it don't even matter.
Yeah, like
Right.
that would be fun, you know, and especially because I don't have funds. If you're paying for it, I'd be happy to do it, you know. So, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll start a little GoFundMe, a Patreon fund, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That would, JAMARI and Skippy go to Vegas Patreon fund or GoFundMe. Yeah, that would be
yeah, man,
awesome.
that would be dope, man. Yeah,
Because
I'm definitely interested in doing something like that. Because
that's a
I'm telling you,
5 hour
man,
drive.
your story is I just really think there's something there. Honestly, I do. I really
I
think there's something
appreciate
there.
that.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Hopefully your subscribers think so too, and some of them become my subscribers, and we share that wonderful work because there's room for all of us there. You know, I mean, that's one of the fun things about YouTube is that like the way it works is that, you know, why not have everyone have a million subscribers, and we're just all trying to do our best and trying to find things, and not that everyone makes a great YouTuber, but you know, if you've got something, you've got something unique. Because I've even had people say, so how do I build my YouTube channel like you? And I'm like, first of all, I'm at 9,000 subscribers. It's not like I've got this huge YouTube channel, but I've said, if there's something unique about you that you do, put videos out about it until it gets noticed, or think of what you can. I'm going to a YouTube conference next weekend, and I'm going to be around people that have like, you know, 100,000 subscribers to their YouTube channel. Now, granted, it's in Provo, Utah, so almost all of these people are either Mormon or they're squeaky clean people, because like nowhere in Happy Valley, USA would they allow someone that curses on their channel to be at this convention. But still, I'm going to be around these people, and I'm going to be doing that kind of like, I hope your channel rubs off on me and that I can learn from you how to do your thing, you know, and why not collaborate with those people? And so I'm probably going to put up a video about me going out there next weekend and try and get some of the other YouTubers to do quick little high shout outs on mine. And that's not quite the same thing as us with going to Vegas, but let's do something. Why not collaborate? Why not get this, build momentum with your channel and my channel, even though I wouldn't presume to say that my 9,000 is, yes, you've got 300,000, I've got 9,000. Together we have 309,000 people, you know. I mean, it's a little bit unequal, but I even just appreciate that you had me on your channel today.
Yeah, I mean, well, I just appreciate that you're a good sport about the videos, that you don't take them too seriously. Because some people that I've made videos about have contacted me, or, just send me messages and pretty much, you know, been really angry and tell me to take the videos down, and you know, it's really all, just fun, you know, just jokes.
Yeah.
It's for the entertainment for the audience, really, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people don't really understand that, or they want to take little nitpicky things that I say too seriously. And sometimes I'll admit that I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said this or that at times. But I mean, like you said, it was just regular people. I mean, you have good and bad days, and some days you're feeling like, you know, not in a very good mood. So it's gonna definitely translate onto if you're making a video or not. So man,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being really cool, man, for
Oh,
sure.
I love it. It really, man, it is that idea of the celebrity roast. If you take a punch well, versus if you go down with if you go down with the first punch, there's not much to you. If you take a few punches, people will admire your grit for being able to stand in there and take it. And sometimes on my low days, yeah, it just takes one bad comment for me to be like, okay, I don't even want to go on social media today at all. But then, uh, but when you message people back and like someone says to you like you should quit treating women this way, and I'll message back and like, I'm not trying to be mean with my things. What would you suggest I do instead? Why are you on my channel if not to see these kind of things? Like, not that I'm trying to make the girl feel awkward, but why did you come to my channel to watch my video if not to see whether or not that would happen? What video should I be making instead? And it's rare that the person will come back with something as mean. And if they do, then they're just a dick. But if they're kind of like, oh, some of the people will be like, oh, I didn't realize you read all these comments, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, it's my
Yeah. No, it
comes
is
off on my
different.
phone.
Like some people will say some super fucked up stuff in the comments, and then once you kind of check them or tell them, tell them kind of what's up, a lot of people change their tone. Or like I've even received messages from people where they want to be, like calling me out for something, or super rude, and say, I'm this way or that way. And I'm just like, a lot of times once I respond to them, their attitude is completely different. I don't think people realize enough that, um, literally anyone could be behind any account, could be behind any phone. A
Yeah,
person who is 8 years old, has a phone these
yeah,
days and has access to YouTube and all these
yeah.
different accounts. So you just, at
How many
times,
times do you click on the person and it says under subscribers for them like 0 subscribers?
oh, and no
Videos,
picture,
no
nothing.
picture,
Yeah, yeah.
no videos that they have. Like they created the YouTube channel just so that they could go crap on people and things and stuff. And it's like, okay, this is the kind of person telling me all this negative stuff. You almost wish it upon people. I hope you have a channel that's successful enough one day to have complete strangers crap on you and nitpick everything you do in your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
It's
no. After a while, it just becomes so much that you're just like, I'm not gonna read any of this because it's just like it's
yeah,
too much bullshit. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
crazy, man.
yeah.
Well, shit, man. It
It
was
was
great.
fun, man.
It was great to talk to you. Like I said, all of his links, everything will be down in the description. All the videos that we mentioned. I'm gonna try to do timestamps on the video too. So if I
Oh, cool.
don't 100% get around to that, people leave comments to like I guess key highlights, different things that Skippy talked about in the video. That'd be nice. Overall, man, yeah, just thank you for being on the channel. Thank you for being my first guest, and I look
I'm
forward to.
honored by that. Like,
Yeah,
you
man.
don't understand. That is cool to me that you did that. That really is. Like, this was not only a fun interview to do, but like, I legitimately am impressed by you and your channel, and I'm honored that you would have me on in that way. That really is cool to me. Like, don't think that I don't kind of wow over that, and especially as you're getting bigger, like, there is a big sense of pride of me going like, dude, I was his first guest. Like, I'm gonna be bragging about this for a while to come.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm telling you though, this is my most requested video of all time by far. So
That's awesome.
you've done a lot for my channel as well, man. So thank you.
My
Um,
pleasure.
yeah, man. Do you have any other shout outs or anything you want to tell the people?
Oh wow. Yeah, I guess at I am Skippy on Venmo. If you have a dollar or two, or if you want, because I'm trying to put at the end of my videos a thank you to people that have supported me. I'm also on Cameo. That's one of the best ways to get a hold of me. Do you have a Cameo page?
I don't
Yeah.
have one, but I know what it is.
Okay, so how about this? I'll send you I'll send you my link so that when you do a Cameo page, I can get like 1 or 2% of your cameos, right? Because I get a referral fee if other celebrities get on and I'm the one that sent them the link, then I get 1 or 2%. But Cameo is the app where you get celebrities to give you shout outs, like birthday shout outs and stuff. And because I'm so long winded, the average video from a real celebrity is like 30 seconds to 2 minutes. My shortest video that I've done has been 5 minutes long. My longest was, I think I did like a 14-minute long one time. So like if you or your friends are fans of my video channel, go to Cameo, search I am Skippy, or go to Venmo and give me $1 or 2 through Venmo. But Cameo, I'll do like birthday shout outs, or my most recent one, person wanted me to say the word bussy 100 times. And so I said bussy 100 times. It took me like 7 minutes to do it. I did it in loud and soft ones and stuff, and that was fun to do. So if yes, as way of where can people find me? All of my stuff is at I am Skippy, specifically Cameo I am Skippy, and Venmo I am Skippy. That's yeah. Let's get me enough money to get me out there, and let's go to Vegas together, man. I'm serious about that. That sounds awesome.
Cool, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm totally down. We'll see what the people have to say in the comments. Let me guys know if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, man. Salute to you and thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamari. Seriously, this was a blast.
All right, man. I'll be catching up with you sometime soon.
All right, let's do it.
All right, later,
See
buddy.
ya.
Yep.